Round 14 of the GB4 Championship, partnered by the BRDC, was held in cooler conditions this morning, and from the front of the field, Championship leader Alex O'Grady took the lead and didn't look back from there. Fred Green in the elite car, the bright orange elite car, was chasing him all the way, and then another podium for the Fortec car of Thomas Ingram Hill rounded out our top three, which leads us into this afternoon with different conditions. The sun is now out. Track temperature rising, air temperature rising, the wind also picking up, giving the drivers and teams something to think about, in addition to that partially reverse grid top 12. My name is Piers Prior. I'll be building you up to this final race of the weekend, round 15 of the championship. Alongside me, Chris McCarthy, who'll be in the commentary box once again. Chris, not the most exciting race at the front. The front three basically stayed line astern. However, there was a lot going on further down the order. The back end of the top 10 was pretty busy.
Yeah, very close. We've got a really close battle in that top five, the lower order of the top five in the championship, haven't we? And we were seeing some changes there, but O'Grady did such a great job. I mean, Fred Green had two new tyres on, and you could see, particularly at the start of the race, he was really looking to challenge, but wasn't quite able to get past O'Grady, who did a great job in defence. And Thomas Ingram Hill, I mean, he's just found so much form in the last couple of rounds, and continuing to do that here. And yeah, race 100 coming up as well now. It's going to be really exciting.
Race 100 indeed. This race, round 15 of the championship, will be the 100th race. We'll get onto that in a moment. Before let's look back and remember what happened this morning, if you've forgotten already.
Round 14 of the GB4 Championship would see our championship leader Alex O'Grady leading us away from pole position, and he got a very good start. Fred Green on the outside of the front row, under pressure coming through the first corner there from the likes of Dayton Coulthard in the background, and Thomas Ingram Hill in the red and white Fortec. Big log up from O'Grady, and there was an incident in the background which saw Lily Mae Watkins out of the race after contact with Michael Coe. That would see the safety car come out. It was a shortened race as well due to a delayed start after we lost a couple of drivers on the formation lap when we were back going for the final 10 minutes. Once again, drivers struggling just to get heat through the tyres and get the correct settings on the brakes, and the top two would stretch away after the safety car restart green, trying to put as much pressure on leader O'Grady as possible, but Alex O'Grady would not break under that pressure, and he would go on to take 2 wins out of 2 for this weekend.
Alex, that was pretty much textbook.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race. Fred obviously had the 2 new tyres, so that delayed start wasn't great for me because it gave him an extra opportunity to get his tyres in more. But I got off the line really well. It was a really good launch, just about on the limit of wheel spin. And then I locked up down into the hairpin. There was basically no grip down there. I'd done that twice, so yeah, it was a bit sketchy being the first person into every corner. But I managed it well, and yeah, I held the gap to Fred behind.
Fred, not exactly the weekend you would have wanted so far. We saw you, unfortunately, DNF from the win yesterday, or from the lead yesterday. Yeah. Second place, pretty much all you could do in that race, I would say.
Yeah, no, I agree. The car was feeling so good, to be honest. The best it's felt, which is very positive. But that race was won in qualifying. It was our turn yesterday to win the race, and unfortunately, for one reason or another, we didn't. But yeah, no, I'm satisfied with that race though. The car felt very good, and to stay so close to Alex for the whole race just underlines the pace. So yeah, positive really.
Another podium, feeling good?
Yeah, not as much as I want it to be. I'm a bit frustrated, made a couple of mistakes in that race, and but yeah, good to be back on the podium. Obviously missed out yesterday by the slightest thing, so yeah, happy.
That was round 14. Round 15 coming up now. Another thing, the 100th race. But before we get on to that 100th race and maybe reminisce a little bit about this championship's history, that was a busy one, not for the top three, but we saw in the mid-pack there, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th was all kicking off, and it was some good battling actually, especially with the pace cars, Enter Hallman. It was good entertainment.
Yeah, it was. One thing we saw was a lot of lockups going down to the hairpin, and then also down towards Brundle Corner as well. Drivers, I think, struggling a little bit with the temperatures we had, and we heard from O'Grady and Fred Green that they were just having to change brake biases as well as they would go around. So maybe, we've got to remember these are drivers, and a lot of them their first year of single-seater racing. So I think races like that is a really good learning curve for them in developing his drivers.
I think you've absolutely nailed it there, Chris. It was really interesting to hear in that post-race interview that Fred Green found the brake bias early on the opening lap, and these are the skills these drivers are picking up at this entry-level single-seater championship. One of the drivers that was right in that action that we just saw in round 14 was Enzo Horman, a qualifying session that didn't go his way. He's been fighting hard to give himself an opportunity to gain points and put himself in the best opportunity to take third in the championship, which is in the battle he's in. Enzo Horman, I spoke to him after that second race of this weekend. Enzo, I know you weren't happy after qualifying, you were hoping for more. However, race 2 there, you were right in the thick of the action.
Yeah, always hard racing here at Snetterton. It's very hard with the dirty air, and I did a little bit of mistake in the first lap. I let burn the room to go 3 wide, and that's really where I made the biggest mistake in the race, I think. If I wouldn't have lost him, I think I could have followed the guys in front because the pace felt good. But then to get by Burn again, it's quite hard on this track, and I really tried to do my best and try to force a mistake, which he did. But when I went on the outside, O'Donnell came on the inside, and lost him too.
You really showed some of the characteristics of the Snetterton circuit. You tried to make a move, but as soon as momentum's backwards, then you try and make one, then you lose one, but then you gained it back. It was quite an entertaining race to watch. It must have been pretty stressful or entertaining or fun from the cockpit.
Yeah, of course. It was quite stressful, to be honest. Trying to keep up the points also in the championship, it's quite a struggle this weekend, so I'm doing my best.
And I was going to bring it on to the championship, so thank you very much for that segue. Of course, unfortunately, Luke Hilton not here this weekend, so you came into this weekend fourth. Unfortunately, Dayton just overtook you yesterday in the championship, so very, very close between you, Dayton, and also Tom Ingram Hill as well. Basically a three-way battle for third now.
Yeah, we'll just try to get as many points as we can. Try to do our best now in the reverse grid race. I think the pace is there, so just try to make the overtakes is the hard part, and then move on to Donington and do our best.
We've got the reverse grid or partial reverse grid race coming up. Remind us where you're starting and what your approach is going to be for that one.
I think I'm starting P6, so same position as I did now, so I'm just going to try to move forward. I know the guys in front of me are slower, so I'll just do my best and try to make moves.
We'll keep an eye out for the red car.
Yes, you will.
Cool customer is Enzo Horman, the Swedish driver. Even when things go well or they go calmly, I've interviewed him after winning races, and I've interviewed him after podiums, and I've interviewed him after terrible races, and the expression is somewhat similar. He takes everything in his stride. He was fighting with the two pace performance cars there. Torin Byrne, we know, we've spoken to on the podium after race 1. He was second in the first race of this weekend. That was round 13. And then he was also in the top 6 again, 6th in that one. His teammate, John O'Donnell, was the beneficiary of the battle between Torin Byrne and Enzo Horman. And he's a driver that is really also coming on strong pace. As a whole collective are coming together. They're consistently inside the top 10, all three of them in that partial reverse grid this weekend, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, he was 17th in the championship coming into this weekend. So one of the drivers who we can see is just gaining confidence throughout the season. And particularly now we're going towards the second half of the season. So you can see the drivers that start to pick up momentum and some that are struggling to do so. And having that in a race, weekend where you have 3 races, which we do all the time in GB4, absolutely key. So going along very well, and it will be a big beneficiary for him for the championship. Yeah,
John O'Donnell is one of the drivers that's made his realistic car racing debut in the GB4 Championship. Joined us partly through last year and also has been with us all this year. And I spoke to him after that second race where he made those positions. John, good race that one. Race 2 was pretty busy from your point of view. You were right on the back of the battle ahead, then you got past Enzo Horman side by side, nearly got past your teammate. Talk to us about it from your situation.
Yeah, my mindset throughout the whole race is more save the car, save myself for race 3. Since because it's reverse grid, I think I'll be 3rd or 4th. So that my driving kind of was based upon that, but also just enough where it's competitive and feisty as well.
It was very competitive, very feisty. A nice opportunist move on Enzo Horman into Williams in that race. But it seems like, I think I said to you at the last round, every single race, every single round we go to, you get faster, you get more confident, you get more assertive in your racecraft as well. Is that something you're feeling from your side as well?
Yes, I agree with that statement. I think it's a lot to do with, I'm just getting more comfortable through this car and this racing.
Yeah. And what sort of preparation is allowing you to make those steps forward?
I think hang out with the team as well, like building a good relationship with the team. that helps a lot through mental side, which I think plays a decent part of it.
Absolutely. Head's in the right place, then you can race well. John, we'll see how you get on in race 3, the one that you've been saving yourself for.
Yes, appreciate it. Thank you.
The Korean-Australian driver there of John O'Donnell talking to me after the second race, a driver that's hoping he can use this partially reverse grid race to gain some more positions and more places. He will be looking forward to a good one in this one ahead. He's going from 3rd place on the grid, so a good opportunity for a podium for John O'Donnell. Now, we've spoken a lot about races this weekend. We've mentioned a few times that this is going to be the 100th race of the GB4 Championship. Amazing that it's 100 races, Chris, isn't it? And it's a real achievement for the championship.
It is, and I think it gives you a chance to reflect. Richard Randall put together a fantastic piece looking back at the stats, but I think it's a chance to reflect on what GB4 Championship has produced. It's a great entry-level championship to single-seater racing, and now, you know, we've got a driver leading F1 Academy, which is absolutely superb. So, yeah, it's been great. This is where it all started as well in 2022. So, yeah, what a journey it's been so far.
Almost poetic that it is the circuit at which we started the championship in 2022. And I'm just gonna put on my rose-tinted spectacles for a moment because rose-tinted spectacles are on because we're about to go down on a trip down memory lane and look back some of the amazing moments and amazing people that have made this championship so amazing for the last 100 races.
And the first ever race in the GB4 Championship here in 2022 is going to go to Vortec Motorsports and Nicholas Taylor. What a way to start the season.
But yeah, it's amazing to see the championship get so big over the last 5 years. Yeah, it's just gotten so competitive, close racing. It's just amazing to watch as well.
The evolution, an onward evolution of the drivers is obviously critically important. And also MSV's always been very, very strong in terms of delivering value for money in racing, and that's, you know, so important to us that we try and make this an affordable step to get into single-seater racing out of karting or out of Snetterton Junior or wherever anyone's come from. And, you know, we've got to keep our feet on the ground in that regard and, yeah, keep pushing.
It's a brilliant stepping stone for young drivers. I really enjoyed the race and it was really close and fair, and yeah, it was a brilliant time.
Yeah, no, my time in GB4 was amazing. I mean, it gave me a great foundation to sort of what I'm doing now and introduction in car racing, GT racing in general. You know, it's really good. Really enjoyed my time. Picked up a couple wins. You know, big streak of podiums. So yeah, no, I look back at it now, really fond memories.
Yeah, the championship has grown so much, hasn't it? The grid sizes are way bigger than they were even when I raced. It's just gone from strength to strength.
Really, the aspirations for GB4 are pretty much realised at this point, I guess. We still want to go onward and upward, and big plans for next year. Grid's growing all the time, fantastic lineup of drivers, really been very, very, very strong. Yeah, what does the future hold? Bigger and better, hopefully.
We are in the assembly area, just moments away from round 15, that 100th race of the GB4 Championship. We're looking at the number 9 of Romu Bouquet. He is a driver that's looking to make his way through the field, not qualifying maybe as high as he would have hoped to. He's going to be 21st on the grid, but he's in good spirits because his family are here supporting, and also he's part of the atmosphere, or his family are part of the atmosphere in the paddock this weekend. Romu, we're at Snetterton. We can see over your shoulder your brother, Virgil, is on the DJ decks here at the race hub. It must be cool to have your family support.
Well, it's very nice to have family support, especially my brother. We didn't have the occasion for him to come, so now he's mixing. At least he's having a good weekend, so that's great, yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have the good atmosphere down here at the race hub. You must be feeling pumped up, the tune's helping you, ready for the final race of the weekend?
Yeah, definitely can't wait for race 3, and yeah, I hope you will get back to other rounds also, so yeah, that's great.
It'd be great to have him, and look forward to seeing the Scorpio car in race 3.
Yeah, thank you, see you soon.
As you can see behind me, cars already making their way out onto the grid for the formation lap of the 100th race, round 15 at the GB4 Championship. Let's go racing.
Race 100 of the GB4 Championship will take place back where we started the journey 4 years ago here at the Snetterton 300 circuit. This is the final race of the weekend, round 15 of 21 of the season. Let's take a look back at the layout for you. The Wilson hairpin giving plenty of opportunity for overtaking, and then this technical infield section before the run out of Williams and down the long Bentley straight and into Brundle and Nelson, which have been catching lots of drivers out earlier, lots of lookups into there, and then we head out of Murray's and down the centre straight, and that completes a lap of this 2.9 mile circuit, 12 corners to negotiate in total. Quite a flat circuit, just the 9 meters of elevation, but lots of challenges throughout the 2.9 miles, and that is Snetterton 300. Quite fitting that our 100th race will be back where the very first race was, which was won by Nicholas Taylor, who would go on to become the champion. A very extended grid to what we had back then. 27 cars out there in total, and Josh McLean is going to be on the front row alongside Connor Willis, who won race 3 at Silverstone last time out. John O'Donnell has been looking really good this weekend. Franek Chigilski will be on row 2 alongside. More drivers who will fancy their chances of getting on the top step. Emilio Valentino Del Grosso in that bright yellow livery will be alongside Enzo Hallman. Not the best weekend for him in terms of championship points, but there's a really good chance for him to move forward. Then we have Torin Byrne, who's been looking very quick, has been on the podium so far in a much better race earlier for Connor Grant. He's had a mixed weekend so far. Let's see which way this one rolls for him. Dayton Coulthard will be on row 5 with Thomas Ingram Hill. Dayton Coulthard moving himself up to 3rd place in the standings, just ahead of Ingram Hill. Then our 2 championship leaders, Alex O'Grady leading the way ahead of Fred Green, who'll want to get himself forward in this one, but likewise have to stay out of trouble as well. Jordan Martin will be next alongside Matan Ashitov for Elite Motorsport, showing the international part of the GB4 Championship, which has really grown over the years. Archie Davis and Lily Mae Watkins for KMR will be row 8, and then row 9 will be Dimitri Nolan and Jamie Leverton. A race to forget, one that really didn't get underway earlier, but let's see what he can do this time. Archie Bullard will be on row 10 with Faris Organji for Scorpio Motorsport, providing the music for us earlier, and that was from the brother there of Romain Bouquet. Solim Armouche will be alongside on row 11. And then we have Yasser Iskander on row 12 for Fox Motorsport. Problems for him earlier meant he couldn't start the race. Michael Coe had contact on the opening lap of the race for Arden Motorsport. Holly Mile is next along with Enzo Ruggiero. And then rounding out the 27 car field, it is Caitlin McDaniel for the ADM racing team. And we celebrate 100 races, and we also celebrate a birthday for a team principal in Gary Ward, who turns 63 years old today. And I'm no doubt they will have plenty more celebrations. A former team boss of mine. Great to see him doing good things in GB4. Crowd awaits Piers Prior. This 100 races we celebrate, and I think nice that it's going to be the reverse grid race that we do it.
Yeah, of course, it's part of the DNA of the GB4 and the GB3 Championship, is that the 3rd race of each weekend has that partial reverse grid. Top 12 fastest lap times from qualifying are reverse, so that puts Joshua McLean on pole position. He's looking to take his 3rd reverse grid race win this season, although he's going to be pushed hard by Connor Willis, our most recent new race winner and the winner of the reverse grid last time out at Silverstone. And then a very much buoyed and high confidence John O'Donnell. He took a 7th place yesterday, 7th place this morning, equaling his best 2 results of this season so far. Closer than ever to the front of the field. He'll be looking to push on. And interestingly, Chris, both of those pace performance cars, 1st and 3rd, on the inside of rows 1 and 2. New tyres on the left-hand side, not the same advantage for Connor Willis, so potentially a slightly more pace advantage from those two, at least in the early stage. You can see at the left-hand side tyres, a bit newer, but we're lined up for the 100th time in GB4 history.
Yep, let's go and make some history. Who will it be to take the 100th win? This a race of celebration in the GB4 Championship. Look at that grid, 27 cars out there as we get ready to go green for the 100th time. To the right of screen is Connor Willis, to the left your pole sitter Joshua McLean, and we are go for race 100 in the GB4 Championship. Down towards the first corner they go, and not a good start for Connor Willis. He's now having to come over to defend from the other Pace Performance car, and in the bright yellow livery that is Del Grosso trying to get on the attack. A really good start out front from Joshua McLean. No need to defend down to the Wilson hairpin, and running slightly wide was Del Grosso there, and that's going to lose him a couple places on the exit. Someone pricking up subtle front wing damage, and I think that is the other Pace Performance car there. You can see really struggling, and I think it's a puncture for the car. Takes a spin coming through the left-hander, and cars going scattering off in avoidance.
Yeah, that was unfortunately Torrin Byrne, who had front wing damage out the exit of the Wilson hairpin, and then a spin through Palmer's. Everyone did so well to avoid him as he was sideways in the middle of the track. I think Torrin Byrne's race is over, but Pace Performance still at the front of the field, first and third. McLean now leads presently Willis, but look around the outside. John O'Donnell was racy in race 2. Can he get around the outside in race 3?
He's going to take it all the way around the outside here onto the Bentley straight. Willis is going to have to get his elbows out, and does so, but is now going to open the door to the right-hand side there on the exit of the corner. John O'Donnell has the better run and could get a look down the inside into Nelson. And it isn't just 2 cars in this battle, it is 3. You've got the number 7 there in the background as well of Enzo Hallman, and that's going to be moved complete from O'Donnell. Took a few corners to do, but it's now been done, and Willis will leave a further place there through from his teammate, the Hill Speed driver Hallman, and then Del Grosso next. All of this, Piers, allowing Joshua McLean to escape out front. You almost forgot there was a race leader in this.
Yeah, teams 2 by 2 at this stage as we got a spin for the 48 there. That's the Fox Motorsport machine of Archie Bullard, who we run on board with earlier on in this show. Side by side out of the last corner as well. That was Tom Ingram Hill going around the outside, going beyond track limits to hold on to the position ahead of Connor Grant in the blue Douglas Motorsports car.
I didn't see the orange livery of Fred Green. Just trying to see exactly where he is. We'll pick that up in just a second. Round the first corner they go, and Fred Green has indeed dropped down, and we did see a front wing come off. Not too sure if that had anything to do with him. Round the outside here goes Willis on Hallman. What a move there from the American Connor Willis, and he's now going to try and make it 2 for 2 here. Down the inside into the left-hander. Wheel-to-wheel contact there. How about that? Willis forcing his way through back into second place.
Oh, do you know what? Fair play, Connor Willis, because that was right before the yellow flags for the
safety
stranded Torrin Byrne car there, and also the safety car boards are out. But they say you can't overtake it, they say you can't overtake it, Snetterton, Chris, as Torrin Byrne is physically okay, but car stationary. Willis went around the outside of his teammate Hallman in the Wilson hairpin, then had a good run and went on the inside of John O'Donnell into Palmer, right before the safety car boards. That is a determined driver. That's a driver that wants to take another reverse grid race win. And there, for the second time this weekend, the driver that was looking to close the gap in the championship to Alex O'Grady this weekend has come into the pits, and it looks like
O'Grady didn't have a good start either.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have some sort of issue in the rear left corner. Hopefully he gets out again. He might have a chance to get out on the lead lap if the Elite Motorsport team can work hard in this one, as the safety car does come out. Who's that stuck behind? That's the 88 there of Jordan Martin. She's fallen a lap, will fall a lap down.
Yeah, just about having to follow the safety car out. So a real shame. And they're looking at the left rear, and that could be day done for Fred Green. The team just trying to work to get him back out. We didn't see exactly what happened with this one, but it just gets a little bit more difficult, doesn't it, for Fred Green?
Yeah, Fred Green's day, weekend, championship potentially going from bad to worst. He's arguably, on balance over the season, been our fastest driver, to be completely honest. He's taken more poles than anyone else. He's been taken a lot of race wins, more race wins than anyone else, but has not had the consistency either due to luck or issues on circuit. This was a look at the restart, so the race start, sorry. So great start from the front of the field. Josh McLean ran away with it. Willis well through turn 2 as well. Then this was down on the exit. Oh, so already a puncture on the left rear for Torrin Byrne. Then you can look at the orange car in the middle there. He's side by side with Jordan Martin. They went through there. Contact it was.
Yeah.
It was right rear contact with the Torrin Byrne, and then unfortunately a puncture and potentially further damage there. Then we had this battle through towards Agostini for our lead battles. Then there was a hill speed car going wide there as well. That was Dimitri Nolan through the gravel. So much to pick up here. Let's have a look at this again. Taking Coulthard. This was a lap later. This was Willis on the outside of Wilson, then the inside of Palmer. Just, you know what? I don't actually think there was contact there. I think that was just a surprise from Don O'Donnell. I think he turned in not expecting there to be a car there, and then saw that Willis was fully committed and alongside. Fair play, Connor Willis. That was impressive. Outside of one corner, inside of the next, two places, two corners on a circuit where, quote unquote, you can't overtake.
Yeah, out of the 100 races we've had in GB4, that's got to be up there in terms of moves we've seen from a driver around the outside at one corner, down the inside at the next. And I think you're probably right. We had a driver, pace performance car, turning in and then surprised that there was a driver that was willing to make that move. So safety car is out then. You can see the mechanics, the marshals, just retrieving that car. I wonder if we'll see Fred Green back in this race. We'll have to wait and see, but a real shame for him. We saw a technical issue for him yesterday, and now damage today, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's really been a whole sign of his weekend.
Yeah, disappointment. Again, Fred Green, not a huge amount he could do there, because you get thrust into the midfield with this partial reverse grid race. It's not like he qualified down there and then is therefore put himself in a position to be in an issue. He's just trying to do the best start he can in this partial reverse grid race. He was in the middle of a three-wide situation with the driver on the inside with a puncture, so genuinely nothing Fred Green could have done about that. That is more poor luck for Green and the Elite Motorsports team frantically trying to get that car fixed. So at least they can send him out and know that the car is good to go for the next time they go out, either for testing or at the next event when they go driving again.
Let's look back at some more memories on the road to 100 races that we've had. It's been a championship it's turned into one of where many protégés go. Alex Berg became the first F1 protégé winner, if you like, winning race 69 of the GB4 Championship as well, and now racing in the USF Juniors over in America. And then Dayton Coulthard, race 83, would graduate to the GB4 Championship as well, and is doing very good this weekend. Dayton Coulthard. Was speaking to David Brabham earlier, very happy with what he's seeing. Had him in the sim earlier this week, and really is coming on strong this season. Yeah,
Dayton, a reminder, last season was with Douglas Motorsport, and it was his first season. You can see there front wing damage for Faris Organji, so he will, if he knows, he will be coming into the pits for a front wing change this lap. But yeah, Dayton Coulthard, first season of car racing last year. He started karting, quote unquote, later than most drivers would ordinarily do, and then he's come on stronger this season. Puts himself very much in the fight for third place in the championship. I think he provisionally is third now. Yes, he is coming into this 100th race, round 15 of the 2026 GB4 Championship, but he's being pushed hard by Ingram Hill and Hallman. So he'll be looking to consolidate that position there, as Torrin Byrne's car has now been removed. So fingers crossed we can go racing once again, and it will be a roughly 10 minutes or 9.5 minutes to go once we come round again.
Yeah, so we've got this in lap to go. Now that's the 48 car of Archie Bullard, who has come into the pits as well. And a black and orange flag going out for number 10 as well, which is Faris Organji.
Yeah, that would be for that front wing that's dangling. So he'll see that. He will have either seen that this time by, or we'll see it next time round. But unfortunately, that means that because the safety car period has elapsed, he'll have to come in and then lose more race time. But of course, the technical flag is for safety reasons. That front wing could part company with the car and either then be in the path of another vehicle or go underneath the front of the car and leave Organji without steering, which is, of course, not what we want to see. And front of the field, McLean will soon, we hope, see the safety car lights go out as we can have confirmation that Archie Bullard's back in the race, and also technical flag for the 35. Caitlin McDaniel at the back of the field for Nitrous Competitions ADM Racing as well.
Yeah, been a difficult weekend for her. So she'll be making her way back in there. You can see the Fox Motorsport team just having a look. Bullard coming in. I wonder if he was involved in that first lap melee of cars.
There was just so many. It's turn 3 when Torrin Burns spun. There were so many cars that were affected because effectively he was in the path of cars, and whether you were on the inside or outside, you were forced into leaving the circuit and basically taking evasive action. There was then secondary contact from that point onwards as well. So unfortunate for those drivers that were impacted, but that's racing. That's what happens when you've got so many cars so close together. They'll live to fight another day. Safety car lights out on the safety car. So Joshua McLean from the lead of the race looking or staring at his potential 3rd race winner this season. It would be the 3rd partial reverse grid race win. It would be his 1st from pole position, actually. It was from 2nd and 6th, the other 2. So he's had to work for them before. I mean, he's having to work for it now. He's got a safety car restart with the hard-charging Conor Willis right behind him.
Absolutely. So we can see him now just picking up the pace, and it will be Conor Willis tucked in behind, having made 2 fantastic moves to get from 4th to 2nd place just in time for this safety car period. Now it has come to an end. We've cleared up the cars of Torrin Burn on the exit of Palmer, and now it's over to Josh McLean, who is letting the time tick down a little bit here, just bringing us round to the final corner, and just in the entry to the final corner decides to get his foot down, and that's a good restart from McLean. Conor Willis going with him in 2nd. O'Donnell has been left hanging slightly in 3rd place, and then it is Hallman, Del Grosso, Coulthard. One to watch in these final few laps from P6, I'd say, then Ingram Hill. We're back racing in race 100 of the GB4 Championship, and straight away McLean just trying to break the toe from Willis as they head down to the Wilson hairpin, and that's Del Grosso fighting away with Coulthard having to defend. Coulthard trying to make places very quickly.
Yeah, we saw Coulthard has good early race pace in yesterday's race, didn't we, Chris? And now he's under pressure, or pressuring the back, should I say, of Emilio Del Grosso in the bright yellow Elite Motorsports car. Coulthard in the all-carbon car now, the 2nd of the hill speeds, the number 7, Enzo Hallman, to the outside of John O'Donnell. He's been done around the outside by his teammate. Can he emulate that move? John O'Donnell gives him absolutely no space at the exit, but fairly so. John O'Donnell says no, holding on to the podium for now, but these hill speed cars, they look like they've got good pace. It would be good to see hill speed back on the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Willis definitely taken a lot of confidence from the win he got just a couple of weeks ago, and then Hallman, who will certainly want to leave this weekend with a podium, came into it 4th in the championship, currently sits P5 in the championship, but only 6 points back from Thomas Ingram Hill, so can regain that 4th place very easily as they now go down towards Brundle, and that's Enzo Hallman trying to get on the attack. A huge lockup from Conor Willis in 2nd place, which went all the way through the left-hander into the right, into the bomb hole now, and we've separated into 2 groups of 2, and in fact Del Grosso has joined this lead fight and brought with him Coulthard and Ingram Hill as well.
There's been a lot of movement, you know. Romu Bouquet is 21st on the grid, currently sits 10th, up 11 places there. He is just coming through the shot there. And so there's been plenty of up and down the order in this race due to all that drama that happened in the first couple of laps. As wide out of the last corner goes the number 4 of Jamie Leverton. He'll have a poor exit. And Lily Mae Watkins, now defensive, down to... Oh, no, sorry, that's... I think, was that Lily Mae Watkins? The 15 is Lily... Yeah, it was Lily Mae Watkins. She currently sits in 11th place as well. So that would be her best finish this season, defending hard from the 33 of Jasser Iskander, who's also made up positions.
Yeah, Iskander just... trying to get by there. Behind is Coe, and then we have O'Grady, who hasn't really done much in this race so far, but with Fred Green coming through pit lane and effectively out of the race. Oh, that's a big dive from the number 17 O'Donnell, and that was never going to work. Conor Willis turned round, O'Donnell turned round as well, and Willis will be very disappointed. We've got someone else going grass cutting as well, which I think is Coe, that has also gone off, but that's a real shame. Willis just turning into the corner, and O'Donnell locking up going in, and just seemed a little bit too ambitious for me, and Conor Willis won't be happy with that.
No, you can see the stare across at John O'Donnell's car there in dismay, as I think unfortunately John O'Donnell was just a bit optimistic, trying to make a move too late in the braking zone, and front wheel to rear wheel contact of O'Donnell onto the back of Willis. There may well be some afters in the stewards room which will carry over to the next event, but we continue to talk about the race for now, as that's changed the order at the front of the field. The Hill Speed car, who was higher up the order, then got passed by Willis, currently has the fastest lap. That is the number 7 of Enzo Horman. He is now less than a second off the lead of McLean. So with these two cars stranded, we may see a late safety car and then some sort of sprint finish, which could make an interesting end to race 100 of the GB4 Championship.
Yeah, just worry for the end of the race here, because 5 minutes will go very quickly with 2 cars needing to be retrieved as well. So that's an unfortunate way to possibly end this race, but let's see what happens. McLean, I don't think we'll be too bothered either way, leading the way out front. Horman will want to see that sprint finish, and Del Grosso will be 3rd in queue. Looking at a podium finish is Valentino Del Grosso, as they come across the line now, just under 5 minutes remaining in this race.
Would be Del Grosso's 3rd podium of the season. Still not quite got onto the top step yet. He took his first at the first event of the year, then the reverse grid race at Alton Park. He managed a 3rd place. Has then retired from the previous 2 reverse grid races. So if he can hold on to that position in the number 5 Elite Motorsports car, that would be a good return to form for Emilio Del Grosso. McLean would be his 3rd reverse grid race win as well. So he's a man that knows how to make the most of these partial reverse grid races. Don't forget also bonus points in this race for every position you finish ahead of your grid slot.
Bouquet's made a lot of noise in this race as well, hasn't he? 21st to 8th place. Providing the atmosphere in the paddock was his brother earlier when we had the driver autograph session as well.
Yeah.
I've got to say, the posters that the GB4 Championship put together are absolutely fantastic, aren't they? You got all drivers on the back. I've got one myself here.
You've got one here.
That's right. If you can hear some noise, there you go.
Wow, that really is quite good.
It's good, isn't it? So it's a I'll have to describe, it's radio commentary style now, isn't it? You've got one side which has got all the drivers on.
Almost like a playing card style image of each driver with their number and information.
On the back is Piers Prior. No, it's it's the number 3. We got all the cars basically. That's a picture of all of them, isn't it? Let's look back at this incident.
Yeah, so this was John O'Donnell just up the inside of Agostini hairpin, just ducked out of the normal racing line to the inside of Connor Willis, but I think it was just too late, Lewis. Sorry, Chris.
Lewis
Talking
McGlade.
about my ex.
Yeah, of course.
Lewis McGlade is a... Oh, we're seeing that we're hearing that there's a red flag, unfortunately, on circuit. So maybe we won't be seeing an end to this race, unfortunately. So with 3 minutes remaining, Chris, that's probably going to be it.
Yeah. Due to the fact that it might just take too long to get those cars retrieved in 5 minutes. I think this is going to be a case of just calling it there. But a great result for Joshua McLean. Let's go off the assumption that that is the case. What a result it will be, and checker flag confirmation. Brilliant. 3 wins from 3 reverse grid races. He'll take that.
Absolutely, and pace performance as well. We'll think job well done this weekend. Yeah. They've had such a good weekend, haven't they, Chris? They had Torrin Byrne on the podium in the race number 1 this weekend. That was around 13, and then they had 2 strong results, and all 3 of their drivers in the top few positions in race 2. And then this one, unfortunately, Michael Coe out of the race due to that incident that has caused the red flag. But another race win for McLean, another race win for pace performance. A team that came from Ginetta Juniors, their first foray into single-seater racing last year. They took a while to get running, I think, or get up to speed. I think that's fair to say, but now very much there and pushing for big points.
Yeah, really is. And that is race 100 of the GB4 Championship. Piers will go and get some reaction for us in Parc Fermé now. And that is going to be the conclusion of the Snetterton round. You can just see the drivers heading back in. A shame that it is to end that way, but let's look at the positives. It was a very good drive from Joshua McLean. Saw some really good moves from Connor Willis. So a real shame about that incident. But Horman will go through into 2nd, and that should put him back to 4th place in the championship. Then we've got Emilio Del Grosso next, taking a 3rd podium finish of the season. And I'll conclude quickly the final part of our Road to 100 memories. Ari Bantle, race 87 is when he was crowned champion and had a really good time of things here last year, and doing very good now this season. one of many good drivers to come out this championship, and there's many more on the way. Joshua McLean being one of them, who climbs out of his car, and that is win number 3 of the season. Way up there in the top 10 in the championship is Joshua McLean, currently P9 in the standings. That should put him to possibly up to P7, with Torrin Byrne having a difficult race. Certainly will go up at least one place in the standings, and Joshua McLean in that fight for the lower order of the top 10. There we can see Enzo Holman as well. Not the overall, I'd say, the weekend he would have wanted, but he's done well in terms of consistency, getting good points on the board, and keeps in that fight for 3rd place in the championship as well. And a well done to Emilio Valentino Del Grosso as well, a 3rd podium of the season for him, up there in the top 10 in the championship as well.
I'm ready.
Some really good drivers we can see down there, and I think we're very close to getting some reaction from our top 3 here. Del Grosso looking very happy as he climbs out of the car. I look forward to hearing from them. Well, let's go down to Piers Prior, who's standing by and is about to talk to our race winner, Joshua McLean.
We're down here, we're going to get some live reaction, and we're talk to first Josh McLean, our race winner, once again for the 3rd time. You can see how much it means to Josh and the team. They're celebrating another race win, reverse grid, but he'll take it. Josh, you did everything right. Not a huge amount of racing laps there, but hey, you'll take another race win.
Yeah, we'll take another race win. A big step forward for me. The safety car restart was actually good this time. Donington was horrific, but we sorted out for this one. And yeah, just kept it clean. Had a gap at the start, but then with safety car, not another gap, then safety car. So yeah, really good race from my side. The team have been brilliant as always. And yeah, we're up 3 now, so really, really happy.
Hayes Performance are going to have to buy a bigger trophy cabinet.
Yes, yeah, we are. We are hoovering them up at the moment. That's the same.
Great stuff. Josh McLean, your race winner for the 100th race. There you go, 100th race.
As well, yeah.
There you go, in the history books, Josh McLean. 2nd place, Enzo Horman for Hill Speed. Enzo has had a tricky weekend so far, but wow, you saw everything that went on in that race, didn't you?
Yeah, no. Of course, nice to be on a podium again after a quite tough weekend, but we also showed that we have the pace, and I think we had the pace all weekend, just a bad qualifying that stopped us from gaining positions. So yeah, good race. Of course, not the way I wanted it to end. I would like to race for it because I think we had so much better pace, and yeah, I think we definitely would have the chance to win. And then to see my teammate getting taken out like that, it's not fun, but yeah, I feel sorry for Connor, and just, yeah, I'm happy, but still not very happy.
Of course, you want to take more race wins.
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. Like when you have these chances and you feel that you have the pace for the win, and the race ends by a red flag, it's quite frustrating.
Frustrating indeed, but still a podium to take back to the team.
Yeah, good points. We got some good points for the championship, and hopefully can get back in the fight at Donington.
Absolutely, we'll look forward to that. Donington, a happy hunting ground for you in the past. Let's move over to our Venezuelan driver with a permanent smile on his face, Emilio Del Grosso. Emilio, hey. Show us the flag, mate. Show us the flag. There we go. The Venezuelan flag once again, back on the podium, finally.
Finally, yeah. It's been a long time since we've been in this position. I mean, I'm really proud of myself, the team, and everyone. It's been a really hard weekend. To end it on a high, it feels amazing. So yeah, I'm really proud of that.
You had to dodge a lot in that race. There was a lot going on.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, we kept our nose clean, had a great start, lost the position at the start, but I mean, yeah, we just ended here, and I'm so happy. And yeah.
I know you've got a lot of support in South America, a lot of people watching at home. Anything you want to say in your...
Of course. Mira, todos, estamos muy cerca de tener esa primera posición y está seguro que lo voy a probar de hacer. I want to thank my dad, of course, my mom, my sister. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy.
Really happy indeed. Congratulations. We'll let you go to the podium now as we look back at what was a dramatic, shall we say, 100th race, round 15 of the championship in 2026.
Round 15 of the GB4 Championship marked race 100 and a celebration of 100 races we had earlier. And Josh McLean would lead us away from the front of the field from Connor Willis in the 99 car as they headed down to the hairpin. It's a partially reverse grid race and there would be drama early on. Torin Byrne picking up a puncture, and as he came into the left-hander, there's the orange livery of Fred Green. An out-of-control Torin Byrne, who could do nothing about that with that puncture, would go into Fred Green. Car scattering all over the place, and Fred Green would unfortunately have to come into the pits. We saw a very good move from Connor Willis, who went round the outside of his teammate, then down the inside of the Pace Performance car, and O'Donnell sending it down the inside, perhaps just too ambitiously. Would see a late safety car, and that would lead into a late red flag as well, due to the amount of time we had left in the race. And as they came up to the line, it would be Joshua McLean at the front of the field. Well, that was a celebration of 100 races. Well done to the Pace Performance team, a new team into the championship coming up from Ginetta Juniors, and doing a really good job in getting Josh McLean up there. Torin Byrne has had a very good weekend as well. But what a celebration it's been today. Great to have some of our former champions as well, former race winners as well. It wasn't quite this grid when we started back in 2022. We've gone from, at times, a handful of cars up to 27 drivers overall, and that's just marks how successful this championship has become. And as the organisers mentioned earlier, they want to keep extending it. Great prizes up for grabs in this championship, and I think that's been one thing that has seen drivers wanting to come through. You've got that reward, that £50,000 reward for the champion, and also €50,000 for the top female driver to put towards a potential F1 Academy seat. Milo Valentino Del Grosso is going to pop the champagne straight away and is being told to stop. One of the brightest paddocks both on and off the circuit. Really great to have him in the championship. Enzo Hallman, solid weekend for him, and a well done to Joshua McLean, now 3 times a race winner, starting to really move forward in this championship. The Pace Performance driver, well done to Del Grosso in third, the Venezuelan driver. And then we have Enzo Hallman, disappointed for his teammate. It was nice for him to say that, but he'll pick it up and take the podium, and Josh McLean will take the top step of the podium. That is race 100 of the GB4 Championship. Josh McLean taking the award for fastest lap, and the One to Watch award went to O'Grady earlier. He's running out of places to put his watches now, as we see the champagne pop from the drivers, and they will now go on a couple of weeks of rest before coming back for Donington Park on the 5th and 6th of September. The 26th and 27th of September is when we will conclude season 5 at Brands Hatch. Alex O'Grady now the driver to try and catch, and just like that, there he is on the top step of the podium, starting to stretch away in this one. Didn't pick up a huge amount of points in that race. Fred Green, it's been a really difficult weekend for him, but he will be in chase after the Irishman, along with Dayton Coulthard as well, and Thomas Ingram Hill. But Alex O'Grady knows he's now the one to try and catch, so the pressure will be on the others to try and do that. He's looking very good this season. Okay, I think it's time to get some more reaction. Let's go down to Piers Prior in the paddock now.
We're down here going to get some live reaction with some of the drivers around. We've got, of course, just in the podium, we've also got Alex O'Grady, our championship leader. Alex, coming into this weekend, you knew that you were in a strong position in the championship, but actually this has been an even stronger end to this championship. Basically ideal, considering all that's gone on. Tricky race 3, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, that race 3 was definitely tricky. I ended up, you know, everyone around me crashed basically, so to finish that race I was really happy with. And yeah, it wasn't ideal because at T3 I went off in the grass and my intake was full of dirt basically, so my engine was cooking. So really glad that race finished. I was driving with the clutch in down the straights, trying to get some air through it. But no, I think it should be fine. The alarm only came on once, so yeah, happy that ended early.
Absolutely. So things kind of played for you. We saw in race 1, unfortunately, Fred Green didn't finish. Was your closest championship rival. Does this change your outlook going into the rest of the season?
No, not really, because to be honest, this year I haven't really been stupid at all or sending it like I would be last year and getting penalty points and penalties and stuff. So yeah, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I think it will come to me. So yeah, I'll just keep that up.
I think it's really interesting that your change of approach is clearly paying off, and that's can make such a difference to a championship year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just about staying out of trouble, because you can race very hard and win lots, but then you'll have a DNF that will cost you just finishing P3 or 4 every race. So yeah, this weekend we've got 2 wins and then a few points in that race too, despite going off in the grass. And yeah, unfortunate for Fred again, but it's good for me, so I can't be too disappointed.
Yeah, well, you probably didn't see did you see the incident ahead of you with Fred Green? Because basically 3 wide and Torrin had a puncture ahead, and yeah, again, nothing he could have done about that really. But not only are you picking up championship points, putting yourself in a great position in the overall championship, you're picking up a few nice prizes here and there, a few pole positions. So the George Russell Pole Position Cup, your bank account's getting a bit lined there. You're wearing the Sunoco hat for the Sunoco fastest driver of the weekend as well. Are you eyeing up the prizes that are on offer?
Well, I think the pole position cup would have been nice to have, but I think Fred's going to win that in fairness. But it's nice to get all these awards along the way. They really mean a lot, and they're good to have in your collection. So yeah, really happy with them.
And I know that you're a driver that budget isn't forthcoming. You're having to work hard behind the scenes. You're going last year, you're race to race. Hopefully, we'll see you at least confirmed for the rest of this year, because it will. Yeah, okay. So that's good to hear. But there's a prize on offer, of course, for the end of the season, £50,000 towards a GB3 campaign. Of course, you're in a commanding position in the championship. Would that be where you're viewing next season? If I don't want to, we don't want to jinx things, and now count your chickens, but I assume that's a big lure for you to try and go and get that.
Yeah, I think it's my 3rd year in F4 now, so yeah, end of the season I'd like to get out of this car and try and move up to GB3, but obviously you know what it's like now with the new cars, the budgets are really high, so that's going to be difficult to get together. But we're gonna work hard over the winter, and hopefully we can make that happen.
Well, Alex O'Grady, thanks very much. I won't take any more of your time. We'll let you go and celebrate what has been a very successful weekend for you and the whole team. Alex O'Grady, KMR Sport there. He is the championship leader, confident championship leader. The atmosphere is it's cooling down now. The sun's gone in, the racing is finished, everyone's kind of dispersed. So we can look ahead, I think, now to what's coming up for the remainder of this season. We finished racing now here at rounds 13, 14 and 15 at Snetterton. Next time you will see GB4 will be at Donington Park on the 5th and 6th of September, 16, 17 and 18. The 5th will have, of course, round 16, and then that's double 2 races on Sunday as always, on 17 and then 18. We've been to Donington once already this year. That was an entertaining weekend of racing. Always produces close racing. You've got those 2 hairpins at the end of the lap, which make overtaking easier, and also brings us to a circuit that a lot of the drivers know, bringing the field closer together. And then we also look ahead after that to Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. Always a treat for these drivers, a real fan favourite as well. We look forward to that. That rounds out the championship on the 26th and 27th of September. So that's all we have time for here at Snetterton 300 circuit in Norfolk for this weekend. We've had the 100th race in the GB4 Championship. Here's to the next 100. We'll see you in September for the next event.